got you. We'll give it a minute. Give it a minute. Hope everybody having an amazing morning today. I know I am. I know I am. Got a lot accomplished already. Seek wisdom. Yup, seek wisdom. Give it a minute. See everybody jump on. If not, I just teach this lecture to my students, man. I try to share messages with people. Jump on here, just show some love. I hope everybody having an amazing morning. Oh, let me wipe this off. I got some couple new youth students that I tutor. So that was always amazing. I tutor a lot of youth out here in Arizona that's struggling in math and reading and sciences. So I do a lot of tutoring at the YMCA with a lot of our youth that's just struggling with reasoning and sound thinking. Because a lot of our youth, they don't know how to think. You know, and so I show them how to slow down. I show them how to figure themselves out. And I show our youth how to think. That's like one of the biggest skills, sound reasoning. So I show our youth how to think, and I sit them down and I train them. And that's why I tell all my young nobles, don't get caught up with this internet fake stuff, thinking life is just a dollar. Money don't come like that. That's pyramid schemes. Money comes from wisdom. That's why I tell everybody, seek wisdom first, so you can keep the money and multiply it. See, anybody can get the money. People can get lucky and hit the number or do all that shit or get some money passed down to them. But do they know how to keep it and multiply it? Nope. I know a lot of people that had money at one part in their life. My brothers, some of my older homeboys, because I was the youngest. I was always, hanging with the older guys. And when I was young coming up, all of my so-called OGs had money. But they never showed us as the younger generation under them how to get it. They want to spoon feed you. And now that times has changed and they getting older, a lot of my so-called OGs got their first ever jobs in their life while their wives went and got education and stuff. And they got their first jobs now. And a lot of these grown men living their second childhood. And that's why I tell men, seek wisdom. Give a damn about a dollar. I know a lot of people got money. And having money don't make you real. I tell people that all day. Having money do not make you real. So you got money. Whoop-de-doo. You ain't doing nothing with it. You ain't helping nobody. You all designer clothes and call yourself a Moor. That's what I'm saying. Seek wisdom. That's the key. Understanding. A lot of people just have a whole bunch of stories. Remember when I had this? Remember when I had the Escalade truck? Remember when I had all that? Yeah, we remember. But now you my age. Now we 40 and 40 plus. What do you have? Big ass stomachs, raccoon eyes, doing the same thing, chasing young girls. Because they didn't seek wisdom. They chased the dollar. And now they in their 40s plus, they working hard with their hands. A lot of them getting their first jobs and shit. You 45 years, well, they older than me, 50 years old, your first job in General Motors, working with your hands. At 45 and 50, your first job ever in your life. That's what I be telling more. Seek wisdom first. Care about no dollar. I know a whole bunch of rats got dollars, and money don't make you real. I tell people that all day. That ain't no pass because you got some money and you still a rat and you still unhonest and you still a sucker. Seek wisdom first. I know a lot of my homeboys ran across money, gone. And now today they got a lot of stories. Sheik, remember when I had this? Yeah, I remember when you had it. You ain't got shit now. That's why I tell people, seek wisdom. And when you get older, you don't have to work with your hands, you work your mind, because the body break down. The mind can stay sharp. That's why I tell a lot of people, are you a shade tree mechanic? Which is nothing wrong with working with your hands, but you should work with your brain too. That's what a mastermind does. A mastermind take things that in his or her brain and manifest it, and monetize it, and maximize it. That'd be the problem with regular men and me. I'm trying to tell people flat out, because you seeking man-made stuff instead of seeking wisdom, instead of seeking God first. And that'd be the whole drop down with these men. That's why I tell y'all, when I'm out in the real world, I keep my garments on, because I'm protected. This is my protection. I need no gun. That's why I dress in my garments when I'm doing business and when I'm in the world, because this is me. And it shakes the paradigm. I'm telling you. It shakes the paradigm. But Moors chasing a dollar. A lot of Moors come to this science. They try to come to me and think I'm going to make them rich. That's what my dad be saying. He like, they done got this shit twisted, sheep. These bum-ass Moors, that's criminals, come to you thinking they finna get something. But they don't know how to make their relationships right and their minds right. I'm a guy, we come together. And we be a conglomerate. And we be a conglomerate. We be a conglomerate. You support, you get all your Moorish regalia from me. You seek me out. That's what I be telling people. Seek wisdom. Seeking wisdom ain't me coming to you. Seeking wisdom is before you do anything, before you make a move, you be like, well, let me get with my sheik. Check before my sheik got it. Before I buy a book, let me make sure my sheik don't have it. And that's why I cut people off. A lot of my people that I said were my older homies that in other places, I cut them off because they just watching. I don't need nobody to watch. I need supporters. I need brothers that's a part of this. Bring your families in. But you just sitting back watching, thinking, I'm going to make you something. I disappear and won't call you never again. Period. Seek wisdom. Seek wisdom. Seek wisdom. That's the key. That's the key. Money. Money. All the kids, I want a bag. A bag of what? Then when you get a bag, what you gonna do with it? How you gonna maximize it? Because they don't see wisdom first. It's this. It's the understanding. When I was a child, I act like a child. When I became a man, I put away all childish ways. This life is supposed to be lived. See, everybody want to be somebody God. I'm just a map and a guide. I'm my God. I'm my prophet. I'm my sheep. We let others pick our scholars and our teachers that lead us back to a worse place than we were today. And how? Understanding. Because what's popular now? Chase a bag, rapping, get rich, all this low vibrational stuff. And y'all worried about our children? Low vibration. And these people that call themselves Moors, what we teaching our children? They already playing for our young boys in the 4th grade to go to prison. That's why I ask a lot of Moors, man, y'all need to go to these boys lockup. Go visit the boys lockup in your city. Go visit the prisons. Go see where your people at. Struggling. Go see where a lot of these Moors at that make videos. Struggling. Straight up. Struggling. I know a lot of people that got a lot of book knowledge. That ain't shit. I know a lot of bums got book knowledge. I know a lot of bums have a lot of fucking book knowledge. No empresses, nobody around them, no nobles. They're not regular people, because they just like those multi-level marketers, those scam marketers that be going around, do you like your job, do all this? That's what they are. They got so much hate in them, and the more science is supposed to free them. But it don't. It done made them Negro slaves. Just a fact. Any more, a grown man that's going around trying to show you how to defraud the government is a goofball. Is a straight up clown. Any more following that goofy shit is a straight up clown. Flat out. Because I be asking Moors, what do they think Moor science is some goddamn genie? It's some, you claim your nationality with some goofball, or whatever the hell these Moors be claiming they be doing on some publication company, and they think they somebody new. Man, your social security number follow you everywhere. Stop playing. I'm telling you, all that shit they be talking about is fugazi. I'm telling you. A lot of Moors that go out their way to trick you. These Moors be going to get fake ass police uniforms. Y'all be seeing these Moors with these fake ass police badges. I know y'all do. Like that shit means something. Them badges ain't finna get you in nowhere. I'm telling y'all, man. You can be mad all they want to. That shit means nothing. Nothing if you ain't really initiated, if you ain't really connected. I be laughing. I'm like, man, they not really connected. That's just talk. That's barbershop talk to people that's stupid. Oh, like this, like you got some magic. That shit is bullshit. If you ain't really initiated, if you ain't really popping legit, all that shit is what we call barbershop talk. It's just like Masons with that Prince Hall bullshit mystic name. Same shit. Fugazi. And that's what NBC's been on for all their life. That our own brothers make up a fake ass story and try to pass a folly on for truth. Religious dogma. And that's a fact. And that's a fact. Moor science is not nothing criminal. Moor science don't swat no houses. We don't drive without no license. We ain't carrying our weapons unjustly. And we ain't traveling. I don't drive without my operator's license. I know restrictions in different areas. And I never put my people in no burning house. You'll never see me in jail talking about some I don't consent. Because I don't do nothing illegal. How you gonna say you obey and don't know the law? That's crazy as hell. And lead your people into a burning house and then say you demonstrating. What are you demonstrating? Our people already went to jail for our freedoms. So now all a true God has to do is defend the Constitution and understand the religious rights. And Moors got to understand that. It's one science, it's one temple. Moors got to get to that and get out of following characters and get into true wisdom. Get into the stuff. Would you teach your kid this? Would you let your son and your daughter be under this? Would you let them speak proudly and boldly the stuff that a lot of these crazy Moors be doing? Canceling corporate debt, some fake European shit, some sovereign citizen, some European shit. I don't pay taxes. How you don't pay taxes? That's all fake. It's a way to do things the right way. And if you don't want to do the things the right way, then you are a criminal, especially an adult. Because adult, they can't say brainwashing, they don't know. Because in the court of law, there's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law. And you can't arbitrarily explain the law. And that's what most Moors do to you. Or Black Law's Dictionary, man, we don't even use that in a arena of law. So fucking goofy ass black laws. Why you think it's so many black laws? That shit don't hold no water. Those are nothing but fucking terms. Terms. Why you think it's so many different black laws? They terms. Why you think it's so many different dictionaries? Modern paleo. Moors just off. and then they go to court. And, no, they don't go to court. They tell you to go to that shit, and you be up in that motherfucker all by yourself, looking goofy as fuck. Again, some shit off some internet. Some goofy ass Moors talk about some Moorish American conflict. They're going around nationalize people under some Moorish American conflict, some MAC number. And I've been telling Moors that shit is fugazi. Some 1099, that ain't no goofy ass trust at the end of the rainbow. That these lying ass Moors making videos talking about the 1099 trust. That's bullshit. That ain't nothing but an affidavit. Ain't no money or no goofy shit at the end of the rainbow for these goofy ass Moors. Stop listening to Moors telling you to go get some silver notes and write some provost marshal, and then your goofy ass get walked out your job because it's a right to work state. And anytime you make videos talk about the government and this, you know what that is. You're a domestic terrorist. I showed that list in 2022 that's out right now. Didn't I, Maso? Didn't I, Maso? I'm on my Instagram page, Moors_haberdasher, and one of my nobles, one of my muftis on there, and they know. I share this shit, and all the stuff I'll be talking about to be on there, I'll be like, y'all ain't seeing this? I'm like, well, okay. And then when people disappear and you don't see them no more, they be in jail. They be in jail. And everybody know what I'm talking about. You come on Moors_haberdasher on IG. All my muftis know. I share every information. I said, y'all ain't seen that 2022 terrorist list? These domestic terrorist lists? Let's talk about some defraud, some government and all that shit. Some goofy ass militia. We ain't no fucking militia. That's why I tell people, I hope everything you doing is legit, because RICO is not just no goddamn drugs. It's criminal organizations. Defrauding the government, all that shit, that sovereign citizen shit. I shared it with Moors. I spoke on it. It's a 2020 list. That sovereign citizen shit, that bullshit on there, and them brothers is on there. A lot of brothers that you don't see making videos no more, they be in jail. And they get out looking crazy as hell. Still doing the same shit you doing. It's called, and it's called getting people caught up in the well. So when it come, all of them hit by association, because they got a whole database of you filing fake ass paperwork with them. I'm telling you, I've been seeing so many Moors out here in Arizona get walked out their job. Talk about they done wrote some provost marshal. Talk about they don't go by no laws. Talk about some Zodiac laws. I said, who the fuck told you that dumb shit? That shit don't hold no water. But more get caught up with spookism and fake ass mystic folly shit because you listen to a whole bunch of goofballs on the internet. I share this. That Zodiac shit, that Zodiac laws, that shit ain't no law. That 8822 number, you can find that in that context, you can look up the Zodiac laws in the Library of Congress, because it's a dot number. But the truth of it is a lot of Moors that be using that to get a discount on dog food and motherfucking a goofy ass burger at Burger King. What they don't know is they making a paper trail. So when you say you all this, I hope you willing to go to court and now say what you say you are. Them Negroes be shaking like Don Knotts. You part of what? This your tribal ID? What tribe? Where the rest of your tribe at? Where you got a tribal leader? Oh, okay. You the what? Well, okay, we looked it up. It ain't one. See? People get mad. I'm like, don't get mad at me, because a lot of these grown men done fell into how can I say it? A web of wanting some goddamn ID like that's gonna change them. You still who you are. You know your social security stain is the same. You operating as a public citizen anyway. So what you talking about? You got a job. I know you do. All the shit in your name. So what that ID, that bullshit mean? And then these more get caught up pulling out, lying, making videos. That, man, you can't use that bullshit at no Walmart. A lot of people, I'm in Arizona, a lot of people that come off the reservation, a lot of a Walmart, sometimes they don't have to let them use their reservation ID to buy alcohol or cigarettes. How do I know? Because I've witnessed it. That's what I'm telling you. Moors be lying. Now, if you're navigating right, and it depends on who you are, and it depends on who at that cash register, certain things happen, that's God, that's vibrations. That's a fact. That's a fact. You ain't going there talking about, oh, I'm a Moor, or this, I don't have no life now. No. That ain't what we saying. But Moors, what these goofy Moors do, they always bring problem to themselves. That's why I be laughing, because this shit became popular, and all these Moors talk about, we can identify. Yeah, you can self-identify. Yeah. I ain't say you couldn't do that. I ain't say you couldn't be part of no tribe. It's a way to do things. It's a way to do things legally and illegally. And in those two parameters, it's no gray area when you are an adult. Because in the court of law, there's no excuse of knowing the law. As an adult, point blank, you should have done your research, what we call our due diligence. So when you go there, you could be like, oh, I didn't know, because that's your fault. As an adult. Because when you're a child, you act like a child. None of these grown people doing no research. They talk about they some playing, oh, I'm a researcher. Clearly you're not. When you would spend your money with somebody you met on the internet, talk about they nationalize you. Clearly you're not. When you would spend your money on the internet, talk about somebody done got you a passport. Clearly you're not. And then if you're using your rational sense, if you got any sense in your brain, you'll be like, if somebody make you a goofy ass passport and you get out of the country with that shit, and then let alone get out of the country, come back, that should tell you about the system anyway, that it's fucked up. And that's why I be telling people, stop letting people get you with that Jedi mind trick. I'll give you a prime analogy. Mos Def, Hassim Bey, when he went out of the country to Africa or whatever, and he had that, I think he had a world passport, and you see the problem he was having to get back in the States? Real shit. And you're going to let somebody say, oh, and spend all your money with somebody you done met on the internet, not official, don't work out the consulate, none of that shit, but more signs that come in. We so fucking goofy and so hurt. Oh, look at my Morris American, look at my whatever passport. With all these pictures of these entertainers and all this shit. And I said, okay, if that worked, don't do no fake shit when you get off the plane and somewhere else. And then pull that out and say, see it work. No, show you going through TSA with that shit. Show you going out of the country and pull that out and watch what happened. That's why I don't call people out. Because I can show you what happened in real life. In real life. Thought that nigga was crazy. His whole family had that nigga detained. And I ain't got to say the person name. Somebody out here. And I pre-warned him. His wife left him like, I'm not going to be playing with this goofy. The sheep telling you this. You done got caught up with this dumb shit. Well, I'm going to try to do. Yep. People be letting people try shit. You don't try the law to see if something work, goofy nigga. You better know that shit work. This is not a game. Got his ass. Been locked up ever since. Playing that game. That's why I tell y'all, this is not a game. This is not a game. Our own people will defraud you or go in the airport, sit down and hold something up. We get ready to go out of the country and then jump back right in their car. Them motherfuckers ain't went nowhere. And then a lot of them leave out the country because they run. Man, I know too much, man. A lot of people run out of the country instead of getting expedited. I'm telling you. A lot of the brothers done squatted houses and the fucking task force that had to come with them big ass tanks and kick the dough down. That shit be all on the news. And this shit didn't happen in no area. This happened with empresses. These motherfuckers were squatting in empresses' houses. In their own people houses. All on the news. Got their ass looking all crazy and the raccoon eyes and all that. And then they on the internet still, millions of motherfuckers following them. I said, that's the police. If we was in the streets, that's RICO. That's like a person get caught up with bricks and dope and get right back in the streets and try to sell bricks to y'all. But just because they got a fed zone, they say something, oh, Islam, we fall for that dumb shit? That's why I be telling us we stupid as hell. Oh, that ain't no hating, that's real shit. If a person was a rat, a goddamn COINTELPRO, a person that get people caught up, set up with drugs and shit, it's the same thing with this. Oh, so if a grown-ass man in the States doing illegal shit, squatting in houses, don't no more squat nobody house. You don't know who house it is, and it was an empress house. She bought the house. These Negroes in there done put up a Moorish flag, done barricaded the door. Motherfucking task force came in, boom, dragged their goofy ass Negroes out by their fucking hair. By their hair. Then the nigga ran to China. See, don't get mad at me. Then I'll show you another more squatting. I got a lease with the landlord. The police, like, sir, they was being honest with the man. He called going crazy. Got his kids and family there. Got the goddamn generator running, which you can't have a generator in the community. You got to understand that. Unless power go out, you got to understand the laws. I got the lease. So the cops like, okay, sir, just go get your lease and we'll leave if that's true. Because the owner says, bloom, bloom, bloom. He's like, I can't find it. All lying because you done squatted in there and the neighbors until said it. You living in somebody's house, say you renting a house, whatever. Well, you come outside. If I show y'all the video, man, the shit look like a bando. Grass all high, bushes all over there. You talk about you live there. Ain't that some shit? And that's what these Moors do. Then some of these goofy ass Moors go in communities. Watch this. Then more is go in communities, talk about they squatting and claiming houses and get their ass in trouble because they don't know the laws. They don't know a lot of these houses, certain people own them. It's a strategy. In 2008, the banks lost a lot of houses. So the house, it was like if you lose something and then you go bankrupt, it's abandoned. Like say if I go through something, then I file bankruptcy and then Chapter 11 and all that, and then we get all our money for certain things. And then in 2008, a lot of stuff, the banks and the finance companies, they didn't own them. And so what was the thing that you can do? You can get a home during that certain time, doing the proper work. But see, Moors get this goofy shit, and they be having brothers go squat in the house and talk about some reverse, some cancel some corporate debt, and your ass going to jail. All them the goofy ass. I told y'all, Moors know I be telling the truth. Now, what's popular now is you go on YouTube, you see a whole bunch of goofy ass Negroes canceling corporate debt with this fucking criminal book. Real shit. A whole bunch of Moors stay in their basement, little kids in their basement, because somebody can hold up some money. And ooh, I want to do that. And you go in the comments, it's all goofy niggas, child support, car notes, this, that, and the other, student loans. I said, dude, y'all criminals. And this book ain't shit. And right in the introduction, they tell you this information is offered for educational purposes only. And then I asked Moors, do y'all know what punctuation means? Because evidently they don't. It says this information is offered for educational purpose only. Then you got to see the punctuation that's after it. Not to be taken as legal advice. Not to be taken as legal advice. Not to be taken as legal advice. These statements might be true or false. These statements might be true or false. So if you don't have nothing to measure, how do you know what's true or false? Everything in this book can be false. And one thing can be true. See? That's why and I know people don't research this, and I know they ain't challenging none of this. They'll just go on YouTube and watch a video of a goofy nigger, or I'm saying it just like that, or a goofy European husband and wife tell you, oh, you can cancel your corporate debt. And not only that, that's why I be telling this ain't no more thing. Europeans been doing this sovereign citizen criminal shit forever. They just get Negroes caught up in a web. And then the same European husband and wife on YouTube talk about they show you how to claim your nationality. I'll be crying laughing. And don't have me call out Moors that's in their inbox. I call their ass out. I know more than 20 Moors that be on here on them European pages. Oh, I need you to help me claim my nationality. Oh, help me cancel my corporate debt. I said, y'all crazy. So y'all don't even know if these motherfuckers is the feds. It's COINTELPRO getting a whole database. That shit dumb. But do y'all want to go to a Moor sheet and learn, but you would pay all this money for some shit that don't mean nothing. And you look up a year's how much money you blew on this. Man, I spent all this money doing it because you stupid. Canceling some corporate debt. You done got this, you done got on YouTube following people with this clown ass shit. Some little kids that don't have no history or no background or no finances. Nothing banking, but most Negroes so criminals, and they want to not pay something so bad. Oh, what about this? How can I not pay this? How can I not pay this? And this shit is trash. This is supposed to be for educational purposes only, not to be taken as legal advice. These statements might be true or false. And you see goofy Negroes and Moors making whole videos with this, talking about, I'm gonna show you how to do this. And then here go these Moors. Where do I get the affidavit? Where do I get the letter to file all this? I said, man, y'all crazy. Get the feds on your ass, because that's all you're gonna get. That's all you're going to get is the feds on your ass. Tell me I'm lying. You can't get one of them real Negroes to show you nothing real. It's all internet trash. All them documents is trash. It's a paper trail. These motherfuckers be the police. That's why I said, are y'all that fucking stupid? Talk to me. And then they get mad because a real person that's a boss, a real person that understand their mind, they ain't got to defraud nothing. They do business. We do real business. All these scams. Think you finna magically get something because you are Moor. What you finna get? I wait. Or what you want reparations? Then you a slave. See, I teach this. I'm down with reparations and all that. But you got to restore back to the original state before you was tampered with. The only people that got something for a slave is the slave master. That's a fact. So if you a slave, what you want? Reparations is to be restored back to your original state before you was tampered with. That's real reparations. That's real restoration. You want to be restored back to your original state first. But see, most of these bum Negroes and Moors want $1. Man, you'll give them more $1 million today, them clowns will be broke in 6 fucking months. Let me tell you why. Because they'll try to be a rapper. Them Negroes are going to get carried a whole bunch of fake ass jewelry, all that shit. They'll be tapped the fuck out. Why? Because they didn't seek wisdom first. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. You know I am telling the truth. I told y'all I'm going to come every time a grown man get on, do some dumb shit, and y'all know what happened, and all these Moors be on the internet, and I said, oh, so y'all don't know what's going on? More, it happened in my state. It happened right out here in Arizona. My Empress like, Sheik, your phone been ringing all night. Look at it. Boom, boom, boom. Sheik, the same shit I was talking about yesterday. Boom, it happens. Bam. You can't come out to Arizona with that dumb shit. I keep telling people, you better check in. I done told you. You come out the mall with that old dumb shit, or get pulled over and pull out some damn Moorish, or I got Moorish ID, you going to jail. That shit dumb. I tell people, you don't know the laws. If you don't want to drive, get your goofy ass in the back seat and have your driver driving. See, we don't want to abide by the laws. And I say that's what happens when we dumb mentally. And we don't want to be truthful about situations. We don't want to be true about squatting in houses. Y'all don't want to be truthful why certain individuals done ran to China. That's why I don't say no names. I know too many. Then these people try to lie to you, but you can't lie to an educator and a person that's under God. A lot of people that go somewhere and get foreign women and all that, and then try to say they Tartarian women. Man, we got one world Tartarians. See, that's the lies our brothers try to do to us. I'm telling you, a lot of brothers that go somewhere else because they messed up here. I'm telling you. That's why I board Moors. I be like, y'all so smart, but y'all don't investigate nothing. And you will go turn over your whole life to a Moor. You will go to these person tell you, oh, go get some C notes. I'm about to get you a passport, transfer your house to this and all this. Do all this criminal stuff, and all these Moors are getting in trouble. What about the Moors that got killed? What about the young brother that got killed? Following that bullshit about don't drive with license and all that. What about all that shit? And when the brother we got in trouble, none of them people was there. Or my sheik, certain sheik that be all on it, older man, nobody be there. Because that shit is just barbershop talk. When you get in trouble and you talk about you under something, this, that, and the other, see who be at court with you. See, I'll wait. Nobody. Nobody. When you part of a tribe, what tribe? Where your tribal brothers? You talk about you got your tribal ID. Well, where your brothers at? So when something happens, where your brothers can vouch for you? That say, man, I know this person's character. No, because these brothers don't be dealing with each other. They want a piece of ID. That ain't shit. You might as well make your own. Where your tribal leader? The religious laws. That's what I'll be telling us. Moors playing. And a lot of Moors going to jail off this book right here. I'm telling y'all, a lot of Moors going to jail even more with that paper trail shit. I done told these Moors, but they want to be criminals so bad, you going to jail. And a lot of Moors know I'm telling the truth. They know it. A lot of bum Moors, how the hell can a little kid that's in their mama basement or a Moor today that call themselves wise jump on YouTube and be listening to somebody that got some money and spread it out in their hand, talk about they cancel corporate debt. Some money in your hand, about $1,000, a whole bunch of 5s and 10s, and that's what got you? And that's what I be telling grown men. That little bullshit got you. And the young man is quoting this shit. And these kids don't have no background of finance. I asked them one question, throw them totally off. They ain't acquired shit. You don't own nothing. You ain't canceled no corporate debt. What corporate debt did you have living in your mama basement or in an apartment? What corporate debt did you have? It's all criminals. Oh, I need to get a child support or my student loan. Nigga, you the one got the student loan. Your child support is a civil suit with you and your baby mama. What is you talking about? What is you talking about? Criminals. Come on. Squatting in houses, all that bum shit. Not knowing the laws. How you gonna squat in a house and that's like I tell people, and you don't even know if the banks own them. You don't even know if somebody own it. I don't care if somebody own it and their taxes and they ain't delinquent all the way on their taxes. It's a certain process that you have to do. In Flint, Michigan, you got to pay the taxes. You got to do a certain paperwork, pay the back taxes. They put that person on notice or whoever own it. If they don't pay the taxes within a certain mind, which that state or whatever allow, then the property belongs to you. See, that's a fact. But Moors done got caught up with squatting because they fucking bums. And then they don't even know in certain areas, squatting in the place, you got to be able to, you got to be there for a significant amount of time, years, before you can even put a petition in to say you own it. That's why I'll be laughing at Moors. I say it's restrictions in every state. All laws is different in every state. Some might be similar. That's why I'll be telling Moors. I say, yeah, that worked there, but that shit ain't valid here. Just like some in Hawaii, it's not valid in no goddamn Massachusetts. That's why I'd be laughing at Moors when they be reading precedent in the case. A dog number Hawaii, this, and that, and the other. I said, dude, that shit ain't valid in Massachusetts. Try it and see. The judge would be there laughing at your ass. If I was the referee, I'd contempt the court. Do lock you up, throw your ass away, and lock you up for 72 hours for wasting my time up in here. Bullshitting. You know that, right? Contempt the court, lock this goofy ass up for 72 hours in here playing with me. What you mean, sir? You playing. Like you were here playing like this. This ain't no play. This ain't nowhere where you were here trying some shit. Why finna have your ass try this motherfucking cell for 72 hours? They ain't telling y'all that. I'm telling you, dude, I know ladies out here talking about they were some fucking provost marshal making videos all over in public places. Got arrested online. Then these motherfuckers get out of jail, talk about they got some POW paperwork. So here it is, if I get locked up for some bullshit and then me getting out, I'm on probation, it's contingent on me not doing none of that shit. And I get out doing the same old shit, getting people to sign these fake ass paperwork. We fucking nuts. And you right back on the internet doing the same thing. Don't y'all know the police got a task force? It's called the Internet Task Force. They got a sovereign citizen list with every goofy Negro on there. I know it. I seen it. I'm telling y'all what I know. Facts. I ain't here to scare nobody. I'm here to let you know. Anything done in public eye, they can see Big Brother watching. They see you. That shit is... This ain't no secret. You a willing obligor. Fuck it. What is going on? Everybody know I'm telling the truth. And we just gonna continue to let this stuff happen and happen. And when people get in trouble, a person could have saved them. But we don't, because we be embarrassed because you did some shit after grown child. Like, let them have. No, don't let nobody else fall with that trash. We supposed to be talking about this stuff. If we in the business of saving lives, this Moor Science is nothing criminal. What more want they wife in a car without no license and no insurance and all that, and a big rig crash into them? So you are more, well, I'm gonna take my tire, I ain't paying no insurance, and have your child and your wife and your grandma and your mama in that car? Hell no. Or you a truck driver and you do truck and you import and export and you done listen to some goofy ass Negro tell you to turn in your license, insurance, all that. Man, you finna lose your trucking job. That's what you about? That's what you about. Out of all the prisoners that I helped get their CDL and trucking license, man, they'll smack one of them people on the internet talk about the white man. They're like, man, shut up. You couldn't come to prison and lecture that shit. These men already in there for being criminals and trying to be slick. That's why that shit don't fold to no real men and no real Moors. Only people that get scammed is people that want to get scammed. That's the only thing you pay for. Because everything else should be a willing sacrifice. Talk to me, man. I mean, Moors be really want stuff that they're not affiliated with. Like, why do you want a fake ass sheriff badge with an 8822 number on it? Tell me why. Tell me why. I'll wait. Because all that 8822 number is a Library of Congress so you can look up the Zodiac laws. These Moors not telling y'all the truth. I'm telling you. They're not telling y'all the truth. They not. It's like if it was a clock of destiny, like all that. A lot of stuff just be internet, man. And then I asked a lot of the Moors, do you understand Clock of Destiny Volume 1 and 2? Do you have it? Do you understand it? Because there's some science in there. And I'm just keeping it real. All this stuff with Moors, when they first came out, look what Moors was doing when they first came out. Oh, I can analyze you. That was the thing. I can analyze you. Oh, we don't drive without license. We squat at houses. We do all that illegal shit. Nope. Where they at? They got to keep switching their game up. Telling you. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. First Moors was out talking about they can nationalize you and do this. Then they telling you, talking about, oh, I can show you how to get this. Then the scam was these goofy Moors talking about $4,000. They'll show you how to get your EIN and a $50,000 line of credit, all that fake shit. See? And we ain't gonna clear that up. It's a lot of cleaning got to be done. That's why a lot of Moors that have wives and things that been through that shit with them, they ain't feeling it. And when they meet me, they be like, why you been hiding from this? Because a lot of Moors don't want correction. A lot of Moors try to beat a lie to death, and you cannot defend a lie. How can you defend a lie? Why would you even be confident enough to take a lie to court, knowing you lying, and knowing your brother telling you it's a lie first, and Moors to go and defend a lie? You're not sincerely wrong. That's just stupid. Why? Because you never checked it. That's just like if you're a kid in school and they struggling and you don't never check their work. And you let them go through school the whole year. And in their backpack, you ain't never checked nothing. You just dress their ass up, drop them off. You ain't checked shit. You just take their word. That's how you got to do these Moors. How can somebody just all of a sudden have no history of teaching, education, ministry, being a leader in their own community, just magically, boom. I'm talking about in their own community first, before they go anywhere. I've been doing this in my own community of Flint, Michigan. Like my family in Flint. Most of my family lost their lives in Flint. My baby brother, Jelani Goodman Bay, was murdered in the city of Flint, Michigan. So I ministered and did all this in the city. Help children have basketball camps. Help single moms get in their houses, buy houses from land bank, get them, kind of that need refurbishing. Me and my crew fix them up, rent them out to a lot of girls I went to school with that have children, that they was on Section 8 to get them out of them slumlords. I rent the house out to them for a year, make my initial investment back, and then they pay a couple, usually be like a 3-year deal I do, and then they own the house. And I've done that. Like if y'all ever see me go live, Green Eyes, it's a young lady I knew in Michigan. She can testify to a lot of the things that I've done in the city of Flint, because she's from my city. So how can a person just magically jump on the internet and boom, 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 and people be giving these people all their information, their social security number and all that? I want my Moors, my Noble social security number. What I'm going to do with my Noble social security number? I'll wait with their social security number. What I'm going to do with it? What I'm going to do with it? That's what I'll be telling y'all. Be careful meeting these goofies on the internet. Let me get your social security number and all this. Why? So they can make fake ID and do fake taxes and put them on them little green dot cards and get all that in your name. That's what the Moors been doing. See, I talk about them all. That's why they can't come to me with that. That's why those that might have been in a science for a long time that call them sheiks, yeah, they can put the prophet's teaching out because they have it. But then all that criminal shit, file them fake ass taxes, going to jail, man, all the shit, the good shit you did, all that shit goes out the window because you knew what you was doing. That's called premeditated. All that fake taxes, all that shit you knew, that was fraud. You knew that was fraud when you was doing it. Oh, if Moors don't pay taxes, well, how the fuck you filing taxes? See, that's the thing I tell people. If Moors don't file taxes and all this shit, and they don't have to pay taxes and all this shit that Moors say they don't do, they make these videos. Why a so-called sheik from Chicago say went to jail and got in trouble? Not only him, the people with him for filing fake ass taxes. See, I know Moors right today, right now. They so fraud, fake, and them and they wise. They be getting fake ass Social Security numbers and seniors Social Security numbers and filing fake taxes. And those the Moors that y'all want to be under, those the Moors that y'all want around just because they'll say something, but the most of the things they doing is to defraud you. That's why I say a broken clock is correct twice a day. I need my shit to be right all the time. Why? Because that shit fact check. I don't need to be following around no broken clock, no shade artists, no motherfucker that just trying to be slick. And they know they being slick. And why they know they being slick? Because they think you stupid. They think you stupid. And they can't come to a God like that. Because the truth will make you free. And I'm going to lay it out there. When I was a child, I act like a child. This supreme wisdom. That's why I said this will save your life. This will save your marriage. This will get you back in the right vibration. When you work out, when you eat right. I see so many people, even my family members, I got older brothers, they stomachs out here. They be looking at me or asking me this because they be embarrassed. I don't take no pills. I work out. I love right. I rest. I drink a lot of water. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Every day I'm thinking how to get better. I don't drink a whole bunch of sodas and all those fructose drinks. I don't drink that shit. I drink water, infused water with my lemons and strawberries, pineapple juice, make me some watermelon juice. That's it. And I try to eat healthy as possible. But when I be telling people, if a person only got a background just talking and like I said, well, then you a lecturer. You're not a God. You're not a map. You're not a Messiah. You are a lecturer. I know a lot of lecturers, but leaders, maps, and guides and spiritual heads, that's what we do. My background is in that. I've been through all the religious houses. I minister churches, synagogues, prisons, youth facilities. I wear many hats. Just like in your Bible and your Quran, the 99 beautiful names of Allah, and that manifestation of working. And in the Bible, the Holy Name Bible, Jehovah Jireh, El Elyon, they say Jehovah Nisi, but we know it's never J in the Hebrew dialect. That's Yahweh Nisi. So it's the same thing. You know, not just lecturing, but helping people, helping families. That's what a sheik, a map and a guide, a medicine man have brothers and sisters. And they don't have to be a big group. Research this. A true sheik has a small group of brothers and sisters, AKA his or her Jacobites. And then, not only his Jacobites, to the people in the whole world, that's who you are. That's why in the scriptures it says a prophet and an angel is no good in his own country. A prophet and an angel have to leave and come back. And that's what I've done. I made a full circle. So that's what I'll be saying, man. We get caught up in lecturers. That's great. I don't need a book to give the divine word. A lot of people don't care about a whole bunch of book stuff. They need that word. They need that, a map and a guide that can instruct them and give them something systematically so you don't be all over the place. That's what a map and a guide does. See, a lot of people be getting caught up in the scholastic part, which is good. But see, the divine comes first, that take you to that next level. And that's what a lot of Moors miss, because they don't have divine guidance. I know a lot of people that's smart and evil as hell. No one will want to deal with them. I'm telling you. But they know a lot of stuff. And a lot of times when you know a lot of stuff, that's all you do is know a lot of stuff. And you don't share it. I call those hoarders. You know? So that's what I'm telling Moors, man. We can do this. We can build this organization. I can show Moors how we can set up our subordinate temples in certain areas. But if you're looking for guidance and true science, I mean, this is the place. We have Sunday school every Sunday, and we have a DAP class every Saturday. We work out 4 days a week. My muftis and I, when I'm available, but mostly on Mondays, all the muftis there, and they have Monday Manifest when they handle business. And we talk about things. We discuss things. We lean on each other. That's why I tell people, lecturers, like, like in academia, when you a lecturer like myself, and in academia, you have like college groups. You might have the college roundtable. You have all these college groups, organizations that has funds. And so, if you're a lecturer, if that's one of your hats, the college students will have you lecture on a plethora of topics. I was able to do that all through my academia and even on my own. Just like when Muhammad Ali was banned from boxing, he was under the Nation of Islam. Didn't y'all see Muhammad Ali lecturing at all those universities, those European universities per se? How do you think he was doing it? He wasn't doing it on his own dime. He was doing it under the Nation of Islam. I'm telling you, the Nation of Islam has certain organizations, certain auspices. Taxes them for the federal government. I'm telling you. That's how I'm able to go. And a lot of my own people don't understand that. And I say, oh, y'all only think Europeans can be lecturers? Y'all only think Europeans can create their own schools and charter schools? Or y'all only think Europeans are the only ones can go and lecture? When I talk about the hardest hit fund, when I talk about in-kind service, a lot of Moors do not know what I'm talking about, but business people do. For instance, when I go speak at a school and it's in the hardest hit fund in a so-called urban community or black neighborhood per se, and don't nobody want to go there, no preachers, no Moors, I'll go talk to the principal. I already know what's in their budget because I done looked them up and I done talked to the principal. So I'll come and speak, especially if it's a hardest hit fund school. I'll talk about eating right. I'll give them one of my books about eating right and waking up and being self-disciplined. And then I'll talk about just business and, you know, setting stuff up at a young age. I teach them about gross and net, and I'm able to go into school. So if they don't have the money to pay, I'll say, okay, well, my fee is $2,500. You don't have the $2,500. You can give me a $500 for my time, and the $2,000 goes to in-kind service, or AKA accounts receivable. And a lot of people don't know what I'm saying. That's how I'm still able to go into schools. And no matter if the schools say they only have $500 in their budget, I'm going. If the school only got $200 in their budget, I'm going. If the school say, hey, man, we don't have it in our budget, but we'd love to have you come speak, I'm coming. And say, we'll collect a small donation for your time, I'm coming. And that's what I tell people. It's a lot that come with this. Once my brothers and sisters come around and we start being around each other more, and once we get this brick and mortar, when I had my temple before, now it's going to be magnified because I'm going to show everything. I mean, when I had my temple out here before on my own dime, when I didn't have brotherhood and Moors and all that, I had it for 2 years. We used to have like vendor events every weekend where I seeked out people, small business owners. I let them set up their little vendor table for $20, and whatever they made, they was willing to give 10% because we was a spiritual house as well, and it was a beautiful thing. I also fed seniors and single moms, you know, on so-called holidays, even though I don't celebrate holidays, but other people do, and I don't like to see people lonely on those times that I may live out here in Arizona, older or single moms. So I go to Sprouts, I go to Fry's, and I solicit them with my tax exempt status, let them know what I am, and see what they'll give me, and I get a lot of stuff. And that's what we're trying to build. So we can have our after-school activities so the youth can come and do computer skills, resume writing, work out, understand eating healthy, learn who they are at a young age, and then the parents be involved. The parents not just dropping them off. The parents working out and learning too and getting their research, and we all coming up together. And then we having our business meetings where we putting our money together. That's what we got to do. That's why I be telling my nobles, I say each year, if it amount of us, that's why I tell people, you got to figure this shit out. If you in a house with your empress, man, babe, you need to save just at least an extra $100, or you need to figure it out, and your empress need to help you. Say, babe, I'm gonna help you save an extra $100 a month. So at the end of the year, you can have $1,000 for your tribe and your brothers, and we can invest in whatever we want to. If they know we don't want to invest in, boom, then that 10,000 go to something else. Like I told my nobles, I said, man, what if we all just, I'm just giving an analogy, you just like classic cars. Man, we can buy classic cars every year. You look up in 10 years, we have 10, 20 classic cars. And y'all know I know where to get them from. We can get them for a good price, come back, sell them for 3 times the worth. How I know? Because I just sold one car we got from down there from Maple Motors. We got it for $15,000. We sold it for $38,000. My guy, Mark. Real talk. A lot of stuff I don't talk about because there's no reason. And people will think it's bragging, and ain't nothing reason to brag. I'm just know what a group of people can do together. I just know what we want to own something. Hell, you got 15, you got 10 to 20 people. We can own the plaza. What you mean? One person paying $3,000? No, we got this our unit, this our unit, this our unit. You got everything. Your barbershop, your salon, your temple, the Moorish Habitat, your boutique, all that shit, all in one. Library, and then our salon, our boutique, our barbershop, all the supplies like CBD oil, face creams, all that's going to be my Empress. We support our own products and any other more that we deal with, if any products that we don't have. A one-stop shop. And that's what this is about. When I say we can do anything, and I say we got to be figuring out some business, because Morris can't tell me if your finances was right, you'll be able to be okay. You'll be able to do a little bit more. That's what I'm saying. You got to figure out how to use some of your finances and come with your brothers instead of just going to work, coming home. Like, that's going to happen. How much work can you do from your job? That's why I tell people you got to do things in peace. You don't go begging, because you know when you tap out, you know when you at the max of your job, far as money you're going to make. So not what you're going to do. You and your wife and the ones that you close to. Because most of us that have friends, they ain't on that level. That's why I created my brotherhood. That's why I got a group of brothers that don't look like me out here in Arizona that I do business with. That's why I go to college campus every Wednesday and lecture, because people know my voice and they want me to come. So I don't force nothing on nobody. But they can, when they look up in the next couple of years, and they be like, damn, he was right. Because I'm not proving nobody wrong. I'm proving myself right. Because it's happening. And that's what I tell everybody. Everybody trying to do things on their own, and that's great. But we'll never get there on your own. Why? Because you're not rich. And then just throwing money at something don't mean shit neither. That's why I tell people, seek wisdom, seek knowledge. You have a brother that got wisdom and the knowledge to do a plethora of things. I sit on a couple of boards for a lot of people that have real money. That's why I'm able to do all these things. I don't have to go to a 9 to 5. Because my 9 to 5 is me. That's what I went to the university for. That's what I keep telling people. I say, dude, why we only look at Europeans that can do these things? Why we don't think our own brother can do these things? Why is most of my business with Europeans? If I was and Albions, and I'm in a place where most people don't look like me, if I wasn't righteous, I couldn't do this. I couldn't go to all these different organizations and speak and lecture and speak to the judges and referees. And when they say, well, do you know Sheik Goodman Bay? And when these more get in trouble, they be like, no. They be like, we know. Because they know who I am. I keep telling people that. But, like I say, it is what it is. But like I'm saying, we only can go as far as the people deal with us. And we do operate off tithes and offerings. We got to be okay with doing that. Just like churches do. I'm a clean glass, and I'm transparent. Moors want to see a grand temple out here or a big body, we can have it. We already got 10 acres in Mojave, Arizona. If Moors want me to say, hey, Sheik, yep, we need you to get a building out there in Arizona, so when we come, all the people got to do is support it. Sign the pledge, say they're going to make sure all Moors say, hey, if you're a member, be honorable what you're doing. If you're not a member and you just want to support, we can give you our, it's like a little document, and it's a pledge, and it's just a pledge of $40 that you're saying you would pledge $40 a month. You get a tax exempt receipt at the end of the year, and each month I send you literature. So if you don't come to the lectures or whatever, if you can't make the lectures that we have each week, and as you're giving a little small $5 or $10 donation, if you can't show up, I email you books and literature. You look up at the end of the year, you have so much literature and all that of Moorish science and true history and all that, you'll be like, man, this was, one, I'm helping a good cause, but then two, look what I've got for helping this good cause. And that's what I tell people. If you want to help a good cause, you ain't expecting none of it. You ain't trying to receive nothing from it. It's a good cause. Just like when the people say, oh man, I got to support this nonprofit each year. Okay, well here go one. You a Moor? And then Moors don't even know tax codes. So that's what I'll be saying. We can do way more than what we're doing. We can share with people way more than what we're doing. This is a gift for everybody. We should want to share that gift, not bury it in the ground and act like it's just ours. And so I'm saying I don't want to do nothing by myself. I need men, I need y'all wives, I need y'all children. People need to bring their children together. Like I said, the internet, your kid don't even have to leave the confinements of their home. What you got to do is organize and set times. More as we're talking about family time. Family time should be scheduled. Family time should be working out, studying, praying, eating right, and doing those extracurricular activities on a scheduled basis. That's what I'm saying. So it ain't just me, it ain't just men. It's the men, it's the wives, it's the children. It's us spreading what we are now, what we love. It's all Moors wearing their fez, wearing their turbans, getting the information, because I have the information available. Checking out MooresHaberdasher.com, our company. Checking out mypdfbooks.com, that's books with a Z. Check out our Temple and School webpage, bbtsciencetemple.com. Subscribe to our Instagram page, our school Instagram page, burningbushtabernacle.ts. Why not? Subscribe to my Instagram page, Moors_Haberdasher. There's nothing wrong with that. If we use the tools for positive things and for inspiration, and that's what I tell people. We use these tools for positive things and inspiration. We don't have to use them for negative, because only a negative person uses these tools for negative things. If you're a positive person and you operate on positive energy, you use these things for positive energy, to network and connect with people. Because your network is supposed to be your net worth. Your network is supposed to be your net worth. That's why I ask Moors. That's why I be telling people, you can't be around all people that's struggling like you or don't have the vision to do things and just want to scam. You got to leave that alone. Because your network is supposed to be your net worth. How many of us have friends and y'all meet once a month and doing business, but every so often I see 10 and 20 friends, we going to Miami, we going here girls trip every year. So y'all gonna spend about 10 bands and don't think it on that and do that shit for 10, 15 years straight every year, every couple months out the year, and no businesses. And then come home talk about y'all business struggling. Because look what y'all spending. If all y'all came together, y'all doing the same thing, y'all going against the grain. You got to merge. You got to come in a conglomerate and get a platform, get a building. I'm telling you. And brand yourself. And brand it. And brand it. You ain't just a salon. This is a multi-functioning. And that's what I tell people. This is a strategy. We can do it. You got to be willing to move around. You got to. If not, then we slaves to a house. We slaves to an area. And I'm a God. I can go anywhere. I tell people I'm the Ringling Circus. I can pack my shit up and go. If I need to go first, well then I go. My Empress will attest to that. When I moved to Arizona, me and my Empress just got into a union. I'm like, Empress, I gotta go. I had a good job. We just bought a house. I said, sell everything. Because it was time. I said, sell everything. Because it was time. You feel me? So that's what you got to do, Islam. So that's what you got to do when it says seek thee the kingdom of heaven. Moors can't be stuck in a rut. They be like, this all I can get. I see Moors and they be at 20 years just working a common job. Oh, I work at this and I work at that. But you talk all this power and you a king and and you ain't going to a higher level. And I see Moors, especially empresses and even nobles. We have our bro troop each year. And none of y'all don't have a business. So 20 men can do a bro trip twice a year or 3 times a year, can do a bro trip and spend $10,000 to $20,000 a year and come back and be struggling. I said, that's the stupidest shit ever. I don't want to party and bullshit like that. I'm 45 years young. I want to own shit. I want to have money. That's fun to me. When all my homies making money, when we can look at each other, that's the fun. And then as a group, as a family, we take trips. Like we getting ready to have our 3rd annual Moors Ball. We do it every year. So how many trips you want to do? You should do your Moors Ball and a trip each year. If you're working out, if you're training, if you're making money, if you're loving, if you're doing all this stuff with your family, it ain't shit else you need to do. And that's what we do right here. That's why I be laughing at Moors. I said, you got 10, 20 friends, you know, what have y'all done together? But I bet you your homeboy will call your ass each weekend. If I was a club promoter, if I had a club back in my young day when we was in the streets and shit, when we had clubs, me and my little cousin Dirty, he in prison right now. If I was like, y'all got the strippers like how we used to do, every Moor would be there spending their money. 20, 30 Moors. And you would be giving tips. You would be giving tips, throwing money each week, every weekend. See? That's why I say it's a difference for me, what I do. We can do it. That's why I said I need all Moors. I don't care about no grown man, just follow me. pledge. I got a whole pledge. If you're not a member, man, like I said, donate $40. I can send you the pledge. That $40 you're gonna donate each month, man, it's like a million fold. All the literature you're gonna get each month. And then if you want to come to Sunday school and a dot class Saturday and Sunday, all you gotta just do is give a small donation for the teaching, just like you would do if you go to a church or anything. What's wrong with that? You would tip the stripper. And like I said, just imagine if we had not only my members and students, but then extra 10,000 more is giving $40 a month. That's $4.8 million in 1 year. Man, I had a big temple out here, the big camp, everything, school for the children. We own things. I have a center. When some of my brothers get out of jail, that's rocking with me. They don't have to go to a halfway house. They can go to the Moorish house. I'll show y'all when I go in Flint. They got a Muslim house. The Muslim right downtown Flint. Before you get all the way downtown, the Muslim got right on the corner. It's called the Muslim house. So when a lot of Muslims get out of jail, they go there because the imam, I know him. He ministered to the prisoners. That's part of his life, like mine too. In Flint, Michigan, when I go home, I go to the Thumb Correctional Facility all the time. So that's what I'll be telling Moors and grown men today. They still in the clubs. They buying goddamn hats, chrome hats that cost $500 and won't even buy a fez from us for $150, $125. And then you get 2 free books. You get my book that tell you about the fez and my introduction book of the Divine Creed of Moorish Islam. That's why I be laughing when Moors be having all these names. I'm Moor this and I'm this and that and the other. And they don't have no Moorish attire. They don't even have a fez. But they got all designer shit and they smoking loud every single day. That's why we don't have nothing. That's why I tell people when I got my master's from GCU, those misnomer group of Chinese dudes that own all these hair salons out here, I saw them brothers get it. I saw them put 10 bands together. They had $100 grand. I got my dual master's degree in 2016? 2017, one. And they started, and boom, now they got like 10 of them, grossing like millions a year. Another group of guys, they started College Hunks, a moving company out here. They big right now. I work with another guy. It's called Autistic Creating. When I used to be on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook years ago, and I used to be going all over hiring people, and I was like one of their managers. To where, say, if a moving company come, and you got these expensive chandeliers, we'll make a crate, double crate or whatever. We'll get in our trailer, electric saw, build it, and we'll make a TV box for you. Or anything you got expensive, you don't want the moves to put it in, we'll build the box. And I was paying brothers out of prison $20, $23, even though that ain't a lot. But I was guaranteeing them at least $850 a week, $1,000 a week, guaranteed. And when I did that for years, when I broke away, I got my little buyout from the company, and I still, connect brothers that know I did that. A lot of brothers in prison, and a lot of brothers that I bring to the wisdom, now they're movers. They start their own thing. They out here moving people. Boom, 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 boom. It's a lot that come with this, and I'll be asking more, where your think tank? So 10 brothers, all y'all do is go out and hang out and spend money on nothing. And then everybody say, I got a business, yep, I got a business, but none of y'all doing business together. See, I don't need no friends. I don't need no brothers, blood, that if we ain't operating doing business, because I do business. You go to work every day to make a living, which is fine. So you don't want to come down with a group of brothers and do business too. You don't want to sacrifice none of your money and just spend it on party and bullshit and then do that scam shit to get taxes each year to blow it. Because that's all Moors be doing each year with their taxes, blowing it. Get the little pandemic relief money, all that, blow it. Blow it, and then do what? Complain. Go to work, complain. Come home, complain. Drink a beer, complain. Complain to your woman, complain. Nobody working together. Everybody just following different people on the internet. And I told Moors, I'm only here for a season. That's why I created a brotherhood, because my tribe got to be willing to go. If they're not willing to go, they're going to be just there. Because we building over here. We steady acquiring land. In my home city, I'm steady acquiring land. I'll show you how to acquire land. And that's what I tell people, even if brothers and sisters that's not a part of the tribe and all that. This is my life. I have a specialty. I show people how to get land. I get my finder's fee. That's why I say information, seek wisdom. Anybody got some money. Assholes got money. Criminals got money. Suckers got money. That's why I tell people, seek the wisdom. The wisdom will show you how to multiply it. And you be right first. Instead of getting hustled doing things. And when you see your brother doing things, you be like, how? Because under the right auspice, under the right organization, I'm not myself. I'm a religious organization. Taxes in for the federal government. Religious, scientific, charitable, education. That's heavy. And a lot of Moors just make videos and let people talk about, oh, fiat this, and ask you for donations at the end of it. So what they doing with the donations? What the literature? Do I get some for my donations? Nothing. Okay, so if you a sheik, where your school? See, I'm from the temple. I created my own school because I know the bullshit that happens. I created a school for Moors, and I teach it. I teach history, law, civics, microeconomics, macroeconomics. I have real students from college that I helped graduate from college. This ain't no plaything with me. And that's why I tell Moors. A lot of Moors live a bum life. I'm just telling you. And then they get on people's page and try to act like somebody owns something. And I say, man, I don't owe you nothing. Like, why are you so mad? Moors try to get on my page, oh, you mad? No, you asking me dumb questions. I don't even know you. So why do we look at each other like that? And why do we come with each other with that aggression? And none of these Negroes come to a European like that, to no police officer, or none of that shit that they be talking that shit to. When the real shit come down, scared as hell. When the real shit come down, they talking so much to the police, and instead of shutting their mouth, because they scared. Because they don't know the law. You talking to a person with a goddamn uniform on the side of the road. You wasting your damn breath. Somebody need to elbow you in your motherfucking throat. But that's what Moors do. They want to act like they so fucking smart. So I'm saying, man, we need Moors. We're getting ready to have our 3rd annual Moors Ball in January. Moors need to come. Come meet and greet. Let's do business together if those doing business the right way. If you have a business and your business is not set up the right way, you need my help. You need your business set up the right way. You need, just like say if your company is, I'm just going to use Dr. Drew 83. And say your company is Dr. Drew 80_83. And say on Instagram, you selling whatever you selling and it's booming. And then you like, and people like, well, man, hey, I don't want to just order for you on Instagram, hit you up. What's your web page? Let me order from your website. And you don't have one. Or then you say, you know what? I need to get a website. And now you're doing things that you should have did beforehand. And that name is gone. Dr._Drew_83. And that's connected to your company. Everybody knows that brand, that name. Just like Blue Magic. I know Blue Magic. You ain't got to touch it. So if you ain't done your due diligence, right? If you ain't done your due diligence, and a person like me, because I deal with politics and things, like I have to tell one of my homies how each year how I make money off Dominion names. I know each year who running for politics. And so I just get Dominion names in their name. Like say if I'm running for mayor, Khary Goodman for mayor, boom, I already done paid for the Dominion name. So I'll hit you up like, hey man, I got a Dominion name, look what I done. You'll buy it, especially if it's popping. So if you on Instagram selling shit under that name and everybody say, hey man, you know what? Say if your customers, because you got to listen to what they saying. Man, you know what? I ain't on Instagram. I got to go on Instagram. What's your web page? And I just order off your website. And I can't. And then you say, oh, damn, now I got to go back and get my I got to create a web page and all that. What if all your customers say, I don't want to hit you up and cash out like that? What's your business page? And you don't have one. Then you start losing customers. And then you got to go and try to create a web page, a Dominion page, and push traffic to that. But then, what if that Dominion name is already gone? You hit. You hit. Most more. And then you have a business, and say you buying all your supplies. I don't care if you selling goddamn dog food. And say you buying all your dog food with your personal account. So you'll never get business credit. You ain't building business credit. Your business credit's not standing on its own entity. You don't have an EIN. You don't have none of that. You're not registered on the Duns and Bradstreet. You don't have quick 30 accounts with these companies that report to Duns and Bradstreet. So you buying everything with your personal account. Your business is still obsolete. I don't care if you're making money, but your business don't have a business line of credit. You just selling shit. And when I do this with Europeans and other people that want my services, they like, man, everybody should be dealing with you. I said, well, no, they don't. People do what they want to do. You here because you understand what I'm saying. And there's certain people that want these things done first before they jump out selling. And then I teach you a strategy. You ain't got to sell shit to build your business credit. Like, if you get these lines of credit and these business accounts and these quick 30s at Office Max, Staple, Quill, and Uline, and say you getting like pencils and computers and ink cartridges every so often, and I show you how to get your articles of organization at the bank, and you put like a couple $100 in there. So all your transactions, say when you go and get the books for me, and you go print them at Office Max and Staples, and they bind them for you. You using your business account for that to pay for that. Boom. You building your business line of credit. And so then Office Max or Staples, if you got quick 30 accounts there, you're going to use that to get those books printed, or go to Office Max or Staples, buy paper, all that little stuff every so often, pay it off in 30 days. You're going to do that for a whole year and watch how your business line of credit go through the roof. You're going to look on Duns and Bradstreet. You're going to be like, God damn, Sheik. And then I'm going to show you how to take all your stuff out of your personal and put it in private, put it in your business name. I'm gonna show you how your office gonna be a part of your house, and you're gonna be in your room, and you're gonna be able to claim all that. This is business. And you look up in here, all the things you're doing for your day-to-day operations, and I ain't saying you ain't sold shit. You just making purchases for your business, just like you'll go buy anything else. But you buying things that you need, not just wasteful stuff. You buying things that you need, because you use the computer paper, you using print cartridges, you buying ink pens, you just use all that, and toilet paper, napkins, all that Quill sell. You will get all that consistently, or every month, or however you do it. I promise you, you look up in a year and your business line of credit bill right through the roof on Duns and Bradstreet. And then if you don't have your Dominion page and a website, my noble Alonzo Bay, Alonzo Designs, for a nice price, he'll set your web page up, all that. And we have a 3-tier business plan where we help you do this. And then me and my noble, Lamar Bay, we'll show you the strategy if you want mentoring. Some people don't want it, but that's fine. But I would want mentoring, especially if it's only a couple dollars, especially be able to talk to people that's doing this every so often or every other month, just to say, hey, this is the strategy, boom, 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 just to brainstorm. And we don't have that. And Europeans pay for that. That's what Silicon Valley is. That's how I call it think tanks. Think tanks where they coming up with ideas. They putting their money together. They doing things. A head is doing that. We don't have shit. Everything about us, when women go get their hair for their weaves and all that shit, we don't have nothing. We don't have nothing. When Moors get their books, they go to fucking Amazon. And they should be going to mypdfbooks.com. Moors can be hitting me up in my email. Sheik, do you got this? Do you got this? I have a database. I'll put it right on there. But we make all these other people rich and complain. I said, make them more rich. Make them more rich. Share the information. Make them more. I tell everybody right now, go get the book. Go get all my books from my page. But Moors won't. They're only $12 all my books. Every Moor should have them. And then get some stuff that you love. And then share it with your other people. Every Moor should have a fez from us. Turban, Kufi. Every Moor should be coming to Sunday school and adapt class. Make them more rich. That's honorable. Well, because we making all these other motherfuckers rich. We making these bullshit ass dispensaries rich. You don't make Jeff Bezos rich as hell, and all them books, the author only get a tittle of the sales. I told my sister that. My sister's book is on Amazon, and that's cool to have your items on multiple platforms, but just because your shit on Amazon don't mean nobody gonna buy it. And then Amazon sell my sister books for like $12 and give her $1.70 motherfucking $5. I sell my sister PDF book for $20 and I give her $10. I can sell less books than Amazon. I can sell shit one book. Amazon got to sell shit damn near. She got 8-10 books for her to get what I'm gonna pay out off one fucking book. That's why I be laughing at family and everything. I said, man, we lost. It ain't nothing wrong with doing that, but you should do business with your brother. That's our reasonable sacrifice. So when our brother make it, that's anointed rich, we can say we part of it. But we making Jeff Bezos, all these motherfuckers rich. When y'all go to Amazon, get all of the Moorish Quran, all that, I have them. I told Moors, man, give me a small $5 donation. I'll PDF you the Moorish Quran. You go to Office Max and State, print and bind it for you. Done deal. If I help you set up your business, and you got your articles of organization, or if you got an account at Office Max and Staples, you're going to go print that book at Office Max and Staples. Boom. And then that's going to register right on Duns and Bradstreet. Bam. You with your business line of credit. And as you doing that every so often, and as you buying computer cartridges from Office Max and Staples, and the companies online I showed you, Quill and Uline, you're going to be building your business line of credit with just day-to-day operations. And you look up in a year, you're going to be like Sheik. You're going to look up in a couple months and see your business line of credit. When you look on Duns and Bradstreet, you're going to be like, damn, Sheik. You're going to want to come hug me like one of the emperors and her husband did. Stop them from sending this joke of 4,000, this goofball, bald head sucker on YouTube and internet talking about, yep, I help Morris get an EIN and register on the Bradstreet and get a 50,000 line of credit. Empress hit me up right then, was like, asking, do you know Sheik Goodman Bay? He was like, I heard of him. Is he in Arizona? She was like, yeah. And boom, 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 almost got her ass. I said, ma'am, I'll show you all that shit. I can't guarantee no line of credit for 50,000. Who would give somebody a line of credit for 50,000 for $4,000? You should have known that was a motherfucking scam. But I can do everything else and even more for a small fraction, $125. He said, 125, sir? She said, that's all? She said, I want to pay you more. I said, I don't want you to pay me no motherfucking more. I do this shit. When I'm on the college campus, I get 500 to 400 to 300, depending on who they are. But not with my people that's serious. I come right back here in 125. Boom, boom, boom. Help her get her EIN. Help her get her articles of organization to set up a bank. Set up her bank account. Show her the Quick 30 accounts, Office Max Staples, Quill, Uline, all that. Register on the Duns and Bradstreet. Show her the strategy, how to build her business, because she tutored children. And so she was buying all these supplies. Her church wasn't letting her go through the church. I helped her get her nonprofit, helped her do all this shit. Now she's doing her own. But make a long story short, I helped her do all that. Register on the Duns and Bradstreet. She got Quick 30 accounts with all these different places. Got a gas card too. So I said, also I helped her set up her room as an office. So as she started doing day-to-day operations, all her purchases that she was doing for her business, she either used those Quick 30 accounts or she used her business account at the credit union with the business name on her name, and she was making those transactions when she was buying things for her business. All that shit reported to Duns and Bradstreet. She hit me up in 4 months with like, she, my business line of credit is XYZ. I said, don't do nothing. Wait till a year. Boom. Wait till a year. Her business line of credit through the motherfucking roof. Everything she doing, she ended up getting her passenger van. When I said, go to the dealership. I called and I was like, let them know who you are. Let them know you're representing. You're not going to pay taxes on that purchase. Tell them you're a religious scientific organization, a church, etc. Know how to navigate. Boom, did it. Then I told her how to register to become a notary, to where all the paperwork that she needs, you don't got to take it to no bank or no third party. All the shit in-house, like I tell all my nobles. Boom. People take sound advice. And she gave me a crazy donation this year, like, you saved me $4,000. She's like, you saved me $4,000. And she like, I called that line nigga out. I said, I never charge nobody no $4,000 for nothing. Because I can't guarantee you no 50,000 line of credit. And I'm not going to give you no 50,000 line of credit for no $4,000. Why would I do some dumb shit like that? Unless we doing business. And if you get a $50,000 line of credit and you're not doing business, what you finna do with 50,000? You got to pay it back. That's why I'll be laughing at Morris. Oh man, I can get a $50,000 line of credit. To do fucking what? To do what? To do what? What you finna do with it? Because you got to pay it back. And you see, and then you want to find some scam. Oh man, I'm in a debt. And now you want to cancel corporate debt, all that scam shit. Because you were scamming from the motherfucking giddy up. Because if you got a $50,000 line of credit, shit, man, I hope when you doing business, you look up in the next couple months, and I hope you don't flip that shit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I hope you flipped it 10 times. I hope. If not, you don't need it. Because you ain't in a position to do nothing with it. That's why the mind got to be done. That's why the mind got to be right first. People be want shit and ain't ready. It's like you ain't finna give your kid no straight razor. He'll cut his fucking face off. He don't know how to use it. He ain't ready. And a lot of people ain't ready for success because they haven't got their mind right first. They still operate under criminal behaviors. That's why they don't want to support their brothers and learn. That's why Moore's been following me for years playing. That's why Moore's still getting in trouble to this fucking day. They still in jail, grown ass men today, because a lot of them are idiots. A lot of them can't read. No disrespect. Anybody grown man that'll get on the internet and talk about you done claim your nationality and you done got some goddamn a passport from somebody on the fucking internet, you gotta be crazy. No disrespect. Especially from somebody that's in China that ain't even in the States. Especially somebody got a fake shit like, yep, look, I got off the plane. That's fake. That's fraud. I tell people this all day. Y'all gotta be careful. It's only one science, and you are more. That's just your pedigree. The masonry is the craft. When I talk about a lot of my prophets, when I was under, and I say, man, Noble Drew Ali, but I'm a sheikh, I'm a Sufi, I'm a Tasawwuf. I had a lot of elders. This is Sheikh Ibrahim Fall, Babu Mordine. Y'all heard what I said? Mordine. 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 So I'll be like, man, I don't know what our brothers and sisters be doing. When I say I don't pray to no dead spirits, this tasawwuf, Sufism, Magi. I understand all the sciences. Listen, within the tradition of Islam, there are two types of believers. One type of believers follow a guide, and the other type of follows the tradition. I'm a guide. Some follow tradition. I show you how to be God. You know? That's why in Sergi Tuba created the disciples that were similar to the Shashabas, the companions of the prophet, or just like the Jacobites. My Sunday school, our temple and school page is bbtsciencetemple.com. But we do Sunday school on our Instagram at burningbushtabernacle.ts. But I want all Moors to come to Zoom privately. If Moors are okay to give a $10, a $15, or a $20 donation, it's going to be well worth it. You're going to get all the literature. So when Moors come to class, I hope you know my Cash App, $KGBay, or PayPal. I hope Moors are willing to give a donation to come to learn. I hope Moors just don't come and sit there and not okay to give a donation, because everybody does. Everybody does. And it don't matter how much or how little it is. I don't give a damn if a person say, man, well, I give 50 because I love to, and I get the information. And somebody say, well, I only got 10. You're going to get the same. That's why I say I give from the heart what I'm looking for, and I don't charge. It's a suggested donation. We ask for a suggested donation of $10 to $20. It's only a suggestion. If you don't have that, if you got a fucking dollar, I'm going to treat you the same. You know? That's why we tell Moors work as if you would never die, and pray as if you were to die tomorrow. And work is a part of religion. Work is a part of religion. Work is a part of religion. And we can utilize the words of the prophet, Jesus, Isa, peace be upon him, from the Quran to solidify this perspective and directives. Just like as Jesus, which is Yahshua, because there never was a J in the Hebrew dialect, the son of Mary, to the disciples, who will be my helpers to the work of Allah? Said the disciples, we are Allah's helpers. Then a portion of the children of Israel believed, and a portion disbelieved. Y'all hear what I just said, man? A portion of Israel believed, and a portion of Israel disbelieved. Just like today. Just like you had the Moriscos and the Mordine, and the Mordine, and the Morisco and the Majorees. Just like you had the Moriscos and the Majorees. Some by force, some because they want to. Just like people today. Everybody ain't your brother. You know? Right? That's why we have the power to those who believe against their enemies, and they became the ones who prevailed. That's Surah 61 and 14. I can't send you the link, Noble. You just have to pull it up, Noble. It's on IG. I can't send you the link. Just like you on IG now, burningbushtabernacle.ts. No disrespect. burningbushtabernacle.ts. That's why we got to keep in mind that the work mentioned in the relation to this life, the next day of judgment. You got to remember that Allah is the most merciful, right? Most omnipotent, the highest authority, and that justice. That's why the measuring out on that day will be just. Then as for him whose measure of good deeds is heavy, those are they who shall be successful. And as for him whose measures of good deeds is light, those are they who have made their souls suffer a loss because they disbelieve in our communications. That's Surah 7, 8, and 9. that Allah may requite each soul according to what it has earned. Surely Allah is swift in reckoning. That's Surah 14:51. That you're going to reap what you sow. If you're going to sow some bad shit, you're going to reap it. You're going to sow some good stuff, you're going to reap it. And that the basic purpose of that day of judgment is to reward each soul for what it has earned in an absolutely just and equitable manner. Surging Tuba has been granted ownership of the souls, just like I have in today. Intercession of his disciples, just like we have Mufti's disciples, Jacobites. And he makes reference to this in a Qasad, which is a poem, and it's entitled The Name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. You are the merciful one, for who I seek good news, and my hope on the day of judgment. By the grace of our master, the prophet, give me the privilege to be exempt from judgment. He also mentions the day of judgment in the Qasadi, which is the poem titled Allah is More Gracious. Worship him with thankfulness, without being ungrateful, and you will be saved from hell on the day of judgment. Intercession, as it is mentioned in the Quran, should not contradict the principles of justice or challenge any other attributes of Allah. That's why when I tell people, when you challenging Allah's messenger, you wrong. Period. That's why I know most men ain't operating on the divine, because they're in prison, they'll be begging to sit under my feet. And that ain't in no disrespect manner. That's in love. And any intercession, prayer, or request for anyone shall be subject to the following conditions. It shall only be made by someone whom Allah has been granted permission. It shall only be made in favor of a person of whom Allah granted permission. It shall only be made if it is not unjust or based on a lie. That's why the Quran is a truthful revelation. The Surah is pure and exempt from all errors. But all of the believers are not at the same level of understanding or comprehension. That's why you must come to school. That's why a sheep, a magi, a medicine man is the spiritual knowledge and have immunity, because it is fixed on the hidden tablet. But the masters have different degrees of illumination and levels of understanding. We purify our disciples by removing the dull spots of sin and the rust of profane passions from their hearts. Allah is the protecting guardian of those who believe. That's in your Surah 2 and 257. When a seeker of truth is told about Qadim Rasul, and their heart yearns to know more about this wisdom, your heart is being attracted. Just like when I say, my people know my voice, I'm on a vibration, just like some are. Some people vibration is on a low frequency. This is prophetic light that is mentioned within all of the esoteric traditions. Through the attraction of your heart, they will start to love their brother, their sheikh, their guide, and want to learn more about him. This interest and attraction come from the soul itself, which is beyond the limits of the mind of the individual. Their souls remembers the primordial covenant that was made before they were here on this earth in the flesh. That's why all devotional homage proceeds subjectively from the perfection that exists in every soul. And this connection between God and man is ingrained in your human nature from the womb. And that is a guarantee, a criteria, a guarantee that is corresponding to a reality. So it is by the blessings of Allah, peace be upon him. And all the souls have been put in the right hand of Qadim Rasul, even if the mind of the person does not know it, accept it, or can't comprehend it. That's why the people around the world only need to hear the truth. That's why I tell you, a lot of people with that book knowledge, it's great. But I know a lot of people that book knowledge, they messed up. They need to hear the truth about the life of the wisdom. Study these teachings. That's what we're here to teach. You know? The universal man has a starting point between the classic distinction between the essence and the divine qualities. The essence is the absolute and infinite nature of the God within, which is incomprehensible to man. The divine qualities are inferred from positive and virtually unlimited aspects of this universe. And it is by virtue of them that the great God may be described in an, how can I say it, like an analogy or analogical manner. The qualities are attributed to their infinite essence and converge towards the inexpressible. But as far as one is, how can I say it, distinguishable from another, we constitute the thread of material, while the weave will be, how can I say it, the materiality of this world. When I read Surah 23 and 50, we are told in Surah 4, 171, that Christ Jesus, the son of Mary, was no more than a messenger of Allah, and his word, which is bestowed on Mary, and a spirit proceeding from him. So believe in Allah and his messengers. Let us approach the message as well as the universal signs and symbols and the revelation of the Bible and the Quran that we have received about our beloved Mary, aka Miriam, and her son Jesus, aka Isa. The angel Jibril, also known as Gabriel or Gabriel, transmitted this word to Mary when he appears in the form of a man, in the same manner that he transmitted God's word to the prophet Muhammad. And it is through the word spoken by our beloved Isa, Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, that we can start to better understand the blessings, signs, and hidden symbols in the gifts of this wisdom, this Sufi wisdom, this Sheikh wisdom, obtained in the station as privileged assistant of Prophet Muhammad. Don't you believe that I am the Father, and the Father is in me? The word I say to you are not just my own, rather it is the Father living in me, who is doing the work. Believe me when I say that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. Or at least believe on the evidence of my miracles themselves. That's in the Bible. That's John 14, 10 and 11. And I, Isa, will ask the Father, and he will give you another helper, the Holy Spirit, that he may be with you forever. John 14 and 16. So when the helper comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, that is the Spirit of truth, in the flesh, who proceeds from the Father, he will bear witness of me. That's John 15 and 26. Messenger, vessel, Messiah. What do your one-on-one say, a prophet and an angel? Oh, there is so much more I want to tell you, but you can't hear and you can't bear it now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth. He will not be presenting his own ideas. He will be telling you what he has heard. He will tell you about the future. He will bring me glory by revealing to you whatever he receives from me. That's John 16, 12, and 14. All things that the Father has are mine. Therefore I said that he, Holy Spirit, takes of mine and will disclose it to you. John 16 and 15. Behold, the angel said, O Mary, Allah give thee glad tidings of a word from him. His name will be Christ Isa, the son of Mary, held in honor in this world and hereafter, and of the company of those nearest to Allah. He shall speak to the people in childhood and in maturity, and he shall be of the company of righteousness. That's why I tell Moors, you got to be around people that surround you of Allah. If not, you're wasting your time. That's Surah 3, 45 and 46. O Mary, truly God has chosen you and purified you and preferred you above all women of creation. O Mary, be obedient to your Lord. Prostrate to him and bow with those who bow. Surah 34, 42 and 43. Just like my Al-Salat book, we don't do things on our knees. We the God. That's why the slave was out praying for a long time. That's our time to rest. That's that. I'm telling you, but who am I? When Isa found unbelief on the part, he said, who will be my helpers to the work of Allah? Said the disciples, we are Allah's helpers. We believe in Allah. And do thou bear witness that we are Muslims? Surah 3:52. Behold, Allah said, O Jesus, O Isa, I will take thee and raise thee to myself and clear thee of the falsehoods of those who blaspheme. I will make those who follow the superior to those who reject the faith to the day of resurrection. Then shall ye all return unto me, and I will judge between you of the matters wherein ye dispute. Surah 3:55. Within the teachings of the Prophet, Jesus, Isa, and Shak Bambu Falls, and myself, we can see submission, acquisition of knowledge, and the adoption of good manners as the principal instruments for the education of the souls of their disciples. And remember, Isa, Jesus, the son of Mary, said, O children of Israel, I am the messenger of Allah, sent to you, confirming the law, which came before me, and giving glad tidings of a messenger to come after me, whose name shall be Ahmad. Surah 61:6. See? I'll give you a little brief biography of Sheikh Amambu Bamba Makbi. Is known by many names, just like I am. His birth name is Ahmad Iba Muhammad Ibn Habibullah Ibn al-Khair. But within the Mordine community, he is called Sergi Tuba, and more immediately known as Kadim Rasul. Sergi Tuba means the master of Tuba, and Kadim Rasul means the privileged servant of the Prophet. Just like when I went through my initiation, my title, Kari Ibna, IBNA, or IBN, peace be upon him. And that's my real name, Kari Ibn Hakim Gutman Bey. That's my real name. Sheikh Ambu Bamba was born in 1270, Hydra, 1852, 1853, in the city of Makbi, Bor. This is, you see how, before our prophet, a city founded by his grandfather. His parents were of the Takkular ethnic group and moved to Senegal from Mauritania. Both of his parents were descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. His mother name is Mayam Diara Bausi, and his father name is Mor Anta Sali. So when these Moors be trying to act like they don't know who Noah Dradley is and they don't know who his parents is, yeah, they are trying to get you with that folly, like them religious Muslims with that Yaqub shit and that tribe of Shabazz. No disrespect to nobody. They were both very famous in their religion, in their region. Among the Islamic scholars of Senegal, Mayam Diraru Busa was recognized as a perfect saint, which is a Wali Kemal. During her lifetime, the Basu family was known to be the descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that had many Islamic scholars who exemplified purity. His father was the highest advisor, the Qadi, also spelled C-A-D-I, or Q-A-D-I, to the king in the district of Kayr. He had one of the most famous Islamic schools at the time. The Senegalese recognized him as one of the biggest alim, Islamic scholars of his time. Sergi Tuba displayed signs of sanctity at a very young age. When his parents would awake at night, they would find him sitting near the place where his father would normally pray. You know? So I just wanted to share a little bit of that with my brothers today, man. And I said, we have to understand the science and gravitate to our brothers that's going to teach. And I'm here. I'm here, man. So I love y'all, man. My Empress solar return is tomorrow. But any questions, man? You say you have the ultimate question. I don't know what the ultimate question is, but, you know, it is what it is. That's why I tell people, man, seek wisdom first. Seek wisdom first. Man that drive themselves crazy, seeking material knowledge just want answers to questions. You know, if you don't think anything, you go, Yaqub, how did white people get here? That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. That's why I told more they need to come to class. That's why I tell more they need to come to class, because it ain't about what I think. If you're going to be holy book, where you got to say where it's at in the holy book. Because a lot of stuff I know, a lot of stuff brothers don't know. A lot of stuff brothers don't know. And we get caught up in emotions. The same place your mom, they came from you and your mama. They came from their mama. That's where they came from. They Muslims. That's why I be telling they sons of Muslims. That's why I tell people, a lot of people, history is not there. If they come from somewhere else, that means it's two gods, son. That means you believe in somebody that just created something. So you believe in some big head scientist. So who created the birds, the blackbird, the redbird, the bluebird? That's religious folly. I lectured that the other day. The little red book, The Supreme Wisdom for Fard Muhammad. That's why I tell people, they can't be mad. I'm an imam. I teach this stuff. I've been all over teaching it. If something in the book, you got to prove it. If you say it's biblical, if you say you have to prove it. It just can't be made up, or it's religious dogma. And that's what a lot of brothers, they get so caught up not understanding all science. And I say, I'm not here to debate. I say, it ain't about what I think. I said, when a person say, where do white people come from? What's white people? And so it just be a lot that we don't know. We all are mixed. We all come from something. It's one God. That's why I ask a lot of people, I said, do you got the supreme wisdom of Fard Muhammad? Then a lot of brothers will say yes. I said, well, have you measured it all? Have you researched it all? Where Yaqub come from? Where the tribe of Shabazz? Where all this stuff from? And then I can start showing you stuff where people, you be like, oh, this salamander, a damn, an Italian with straight hair. I lectured this, I showed this. That's why I said an imam is a teacher, a true scholar. And I don't teach from no slander. I ask a lot of people, the books that you have you studied them? Like my religious brothers that's Islam Muslims, I ask them, have you read the Bukhari Hadith, where it call you a raisin head, and it names all Muhammad slaves, and every year they go get black slaves from Africa? I ask them, have you read forget the transatlantic slave trade, have you researched the Arab slave trade? So a lot of stuff brothers don't study. And then if a religious Muslim, if you got your NOI paper, they say they believe in the Bible, but it's tampered with, and it must be illuminated by its anointed. But then one of the acts said, since 1930, when the prophet died, Fard Muhammad, someone that don't look like you, is the Mahdi for the Christians and the Muslims. Man, Farrakhan gave credit in 2015 to Noble Drew Ali bringing the science to North America. And Founders Day 2015, it's on my YouTube page. That's why I don't here to be to debate nobody. I tell a person, it ain't what I think. When a person asks me where do I think white people come from, it ain't what I think. They come from their mama. They sons of Muslims. A lot of Moors are just not initiated. It ain't no disrespect to no one. The European will tell you they're a son of Muslim. I just did a lecture day in Sunday school about the daughters of American Revolution, and that the sons do the bidding of the mothers. I just lectured it. Evil comes from, I don't give a shit if you black or white. When we talking about evil, we talking about the heart of man. That's why most people haven't been all over. Adapt, Sufis. And we saying where white people come from. It's only one God. Where they come from. That's religious dogma. That's belittling the Creator. To say, okay, well, the Creator made you and me and all this, and our mama made all us, but they didn't do that to so-called white people and some mad scientist with some big-ass head. Man, I teach the story is blasphemy. And they got mad because the big head scientist was cheating on him with the brother and all this crazy shit. Man, come on, man. A lot of Moors just don't have the literature where they make that stuff up from. I'll show you who Salamander is, or Salamaskar. I showed this when I lectured it, and every imam agreed. Imams put it to the side like, man, a lot of brothers just don't study. It's just tradition. But you're 100% right. If you get a book and it say the square miles of this and that and the other, and you never measured it, and you think that's truth, and then a person comes with the compass and a square, if you pass something on for a mathematical truth and religious truth, and you have nothing to measure to, and everybody get excited, that's like church. This is like a Holy Ghost. You go back to your regular self. But 1 Thessalonians 5:21 clearly states, prove all things and hold fast to what is good. That's why I tell people, most religious people be mad and angry. And I ask them, if you're so religious, and I'm not talking about nobody, and you love the Lord so much, why are they mad? And why would they say it's some other creator that created some called white people? That shit crazy. And why they white and they the colored man? See, that's what I'll be saying is, and then that's all wrong because they have no, and they teach, they say the color man, but I thought the color comes from melanin. Because the color spectrum comes from dark to light. See, I'm dealing with science. I ain't dealing with no belief system. If we was in the law, the court of law, they couldn't bring it. They accept, the imam be like, well, it's just our belief system. Under it be like, yes, because it's based on nothing. That's tradition. You know, and we did this already. And that's why I tell most religious people, they don't read, they just listen to and recite. Reciting and not understanding. Most religious Muslims don't study. They recite. I ask every religious Muslim, do you have the Bukhari Hadith? They don't even know what the hell I be talking about. I say, well, do you know Islam's catechism? They don't know what I be talking about. I say, well, when Muhammad walked the earth, what was it under? The Byzantine Empire. So that's high Catholic. I ask them, who was Rerugwa? Who was Khadijah? They know nothing. Man, it got to be all accurate. It got to be, watch this. This right here, I mean, no disrespect. I sat and them brothers, they be all excited, and they be huffing and puffing. One of the brothers, and I love my 5% brothers too. I love Clarence X. I love it all. I love wisdom, but you can't write nothing and then with a whole bunch of brothers that's uneducated sit down and just believe and nothing to measure it to, and then this is what a religious person say, oh, you got to be a nation of Islam. I'm a Sheikh. I have all holy books. I have all the holy books that you don't have and you're a regular Muslim. I have the books that most of their imams don't have. I have all the Omar books. I have all the science. And I'm not saying I'm better than no one. I'm just saying I had debates with professors from so-called Africa, from so-called the Middle East. And we sat and we went over wisdom. We went over this and the supreme wisdom lesson and all that. And some of them started crying. And one of the imams, which is a professor, he wanted to stop the recording. Was like, Sheikh, I got to be honest. Some of the stuff is not true. It's just tradition. And I said, no, majority of it's not true. And it ain't, you can't be mad. It's the same thing that they did to try to make it seem like you ain't shit. They try to make it seem like the science came from some other region. Some other little pet with straight hair and don't tell the truth. That's what it is. And I did this. That's why I said religion separate us. Religion separate us all day, especially them brothers that don't study. They get mad as hell. And I say, what is you mad at? And you know you ain't measuring nothing. They call themselves a scholar and all this. I said, well, let's do scholarship. We can deal with people that don't have to deal with, that don't care about no Islam, Christianity, or none of that. They can be lawgivers and know how to do Robert's Rules of Order and deal with meetings and things. And then say, okay, well, we measure that. And we ain't no religion. And this brother is valid. You want to prove it? Boom, boom, boom. All the math is off. The math is off. A lot of shit, all of it's off. All of it's off. And people be getting mad. And I say, this scholarship, I have the privilege to sit in front of imams, professors, to be with sheiks, to study under people, to study under priests, and imams and medicine men and shaman, and deal with supreme wisdom before someone came with you some colonizing book to confuse you, to act like they don't know who we are and replace you with some mystery shit. All mystic, all mystery. It can't be measured. And that's the thing with fake stuff. It's like, oh, so you telling me a person can't question what you're trying to pass on? And it's supposed to be supreme wisdom lessons? Supreme wisdom lessons. From Master Fard W. Muhammad to his servant, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for the lost found nation of Islam in North America. That's you. Original God, tribe nation of Shabazz. Tribe nation of Shabazz. Okay, where's the tribe of Shabazz biblically or Quranically? Because I'll show you what that shit is. I'll show you the picture, salamander, what it looked like. I'll show you. And the first thing religious brothers do, and the religious 5%ers do, they get mad when I start breaking down the supreme mathematics. I say, dude, zig to zag, all that ain't supreme mathematics. Supreme mathematics is 9 to the 9 to the 9th power of 9. Understanding how to use this power. That's supreme mathematics. This stuff these religious brothers doing is just hate. And that's what I asked people. And I said, do you really think, and just think for a minute, and as I close, why would anybody religiously, for somebody to get up there and talk from truth, and then a lot of these people that talk that, they be having white wives. They sons be having white wives. No disrespect. And then try to say to some, oh, okay, so if your son or wife, you a Muslim teacher scholar, but your son is a Muslim and so-called he married a white wife, so what? Your son married a woman that some goofy ass big head scientist named Yakub made? That's why I don't get up, and we so religiously crazy. And I said, so we limited the power, so that's what we do. We limited the power of God. So who made the black bear? Who made the polar bear? Who made the fucking grizzly bear? Excuse my candor. Who made the red birds? Who made the bluebirds? Who made the albino? So a person have to explain with true sense when they talk about that Yakub stuff. It's just like with Dr. York. I say a lot of the stuff, no disrespect, Dr. York just implemented his stuff. He like, if I can come with this, I'm going to implement myself in these books with all them tablets. He just implemented himself with all them pictures. I have all holy books, and he taught a lot of science, but then a lot of people get besides themselves and they try to act like God because they know most Moors don't study. And you can't do that with a sheikh. You can't do that with a professor. You can't do that with an imam. You can't do that with a scholar because I study everything. My life is reading. I have to read contracts and documents in my professional life. I'll take a 400-page book and be done in 30 minutes and have all the notes for you and dissect the whole science. Because that's how I was able to train and educate, just like anything else. It's a muscle. And so Moors be getting mad. I said, dude, this right here, I'm going to be straight up. This, most religious brothers ain't never studied, ain't never measured it. And I'm telling you, a lot of it is folly. A lot of it's folly. And if Moors be in tune, and that's why I tell Moors to come to class. They'll have the literature. They'll be able to debate it. It's just like with themselves, with yourself. It's just like if your son studying, and I'm tutoring them, and they studying to take a mathematical test or a multiplication, and I say, yep, they're going to get an A, and they get all the answers wrong, and I just trying to beat them over the head. No, the answer's right. They just failed the test. So if you could try to take this and it's questions, and you taking this to a person that don't care and say answer it based off the law, not your religion, you will fail. That's why a lot of people can't take philosophy of religion, because this philosophy, nobody care how you feel. That's why when I talk about in academia, peer review, scholarly research, nobody don't care about your religion or about this. We care about the scholarship. Give me the law. Don't give me what your religion say. Don't give me what your belief system say, because your belief system can be based on a lie, and it's just your belief system. And that's all a lot of that stuff be. You can't pass that shit for law. You can't pass mathematical equations and history and all that and say this valid, and then nobody never check it. And then when somebody check the answers, when a person come, a fact checker and all that, with the wisdom, be like, yes, I'm into it, and check it, you get mad. Seek ye first wisdom, and religion separate us. Religion separate us. More science is not no religion. We don't gravitate to one religion where we miss the rest. I understand them all. That's the triple role of the adapt chamber. Understanding the paraclete, the fatimid, and the religious or the Christian right. I'm a true light seeker. And man and woman is made in the image of Elohim. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. You see, no disrespect. You said, I got to read more. I work in triple digits for 13 hours a day, and I have my muscle shirt on. They can do this, or they can't. If the planet was hotter than it is now, in ancient times, they couldn't have been around. That don't even make sense, but it's all good. See, how? The world is big, man. The world ain't just the continent of Africa. What do you mean they can't been around? So you telling me they can't be in a cold climate where the Europeans say they some goddamn Neanderthals and they grew up in the cave? So we think the world that little, we think the creator that little, that he just made black people? No, in a certain region. So you telling me in a cold climate, it ain't no other people. So it's only people on one continent of the world. And so we talk about Socrates, Aristotle, and Plato from stolen legacy that came from a cold climate to Egypt. So that's made up. So what we mean they couldn't survive? I don't understand that. It's Africans in it's Europeans in South Africa right now. I don't understand what people be saying. No disrespect to you. I know Europeans in South Africa now. South Africa been there. You got to remember Belgium and all that back with Patrice Lumumba when the Congo invaded. Come on, man. We can't be that little. We can't be that. We can't be like that. Just like when certain colonizers came to the continent of Africa and destroyed the Nobles. Yes, you might, if you be out in the sun too long, you can get burned, melanate. If you stand out there too long, if you don't have a certain melanin. But they can survive. Yes, they can. You know, a lot of stuff is just not true. I mean, this world is big. People learn how to survive. People learn how to seek shelter. If it's hot all the time in the day, a person ain't gonna be outside all the day. So that's just like saying a person like us can't survive in a freezing cold, in a climate where it's cold. Like, oh, they from a warm climate, you will freeze to death. That don't make sense if you don't know how to survive. So that's why I tell people we can't be limited to Creator and being so prejudiced in our thought process to put limits on the Creator. That's just like saying, okay, you take an animal from this area and bring it here. Could it survive? That's just like saying you got the African lion and then you got a goddamn Persian lion. You got the black bear and you got the polar bear. I'll be making it real simple. That's why I said we cannot limit the power of the Creator. We got to get out this head that just because a person don't look like us that they evil. No, conditioning make you evil, and the heart of man make you evil. Not know you. We don't have the power to choose our families and what color we come from. And then I ask brother and sister right now who they work for. They work for people that don't look like them. They're going to work, yes sir, yes sir. So they got some type of power. We talk about a whole bunch of old stuff, which no disrespect, but I say we in the flesh today, we get so caught up in old stuff, like what about this? If was a fifth, we'll be drunk. If this, if that, well this, what about today, what we doing, what a power we have? Because people get caught up in barbershop talk. Where do white people come from? The same place you come from. Your mama didn't, in 9 months, if you cut them open, they're going to bleed just like you. They have the same feelings. Everything else is conditioned. They come from their mama. They sons of Muslims. That's why I keep telling our brothers that ain't initiated. The European is not the joke of masonry. The Negro is. Because the European will tell you exactly that he or she is a son of a Muslim. Clearly will tell you that they're a son of a Muslim. And I just taught this. We can't get caught up in religious folly. Like things mean anything. And I tell people that's limiting the power of the Creator. That's prejudice per se of man. And man was made in the image of God. What man? All man. No matter what. Okay, if you leave and go to another area where ain't nobody that look like you. Oh, so you telling me some mad scientist made them? God made those people if you go to another area. If you go to a region and it ain't nobody that look like you there. Ain't no mad scientist. If you go to goddamn Europe and people treat you like love. That's why I tell Moors, go to the Netherlands and when I go to Jerusalem and there ain't no people that look like you. Those God's people. Those God's people. They come from the same essence you do. They come from the same womb you do in 9 months. The ones that's under the light, that's supreme wisdom. That's supreme mathematics. That's supreme Hika, 9 to the 9th power of 9. Understanding this, that man, that woman was made in the image of Elohim. It ain't no another God that created man. That is crazy. And that's limited the power of the Creator. And that's religious dogma. And so with that being said, man, I love y'all. I wish y'all peace, light, and illumination. I wish Moors and everyone to get out of the hateful ways, get out of prejudiced ways. We got to start looking at our brothers and sisters and everybody that really love you as family, because somebody that'll look at you, somebody that look just like you will hurt you before somebody that don't look like you. Look who been killing each other forever, us. Look who will jump on the internet and disrespect each other, us. You don't got to be no European. We doing the Ku Klux Klan work. How? When we disrespect each other. When we question our gods. And then a European that comes dressed just like me, everybody be bowing down, kissing their hand. But the European, the Albion, they kiss my hand. And when we meet at the Philosophical Society, they kiss my ring. It's just a fact. Why? Because they sons of Muslims. They sons of Muslims. Man, woman was created in the image of Elohim. It ain't no two gods. This monotheism. Our Moorish Quran was this is high masonry. Unto thee I grant. Understand about that one God, the Osiris mysteries. Man, we got to step our game up and get out of hate. Peace, light, and illumination to everyone.